Hi there, I'm Woolly Wormhead. Welcome to my channel. I'm a knit designer specialising in knitted technique, construction and knitted hats. Today I'd like to demonstrate a technique that is used in one of my patterns. The pattern is called Rosalind. This is it here. You can see it's got these fantastic kind of like lozenge DNA kind of shape. That's where the name comes from. Sections of drop stitches within twisted stitches that are also cabled. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how these lozenges are closed off at the top. The working of the drop stitches is pretty straightforward. The pattern tells you where to put the yarn over, how to work it, and that kind of thing. But the bit that can sometimes be a little bit unclear is how you finish the top of them. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate to you today. So I'm going to switch to the overhead, and then I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, and here we have a sample that I have prepared before. With the next section ready here to drop so that we create the next kind of lozenge of drop stitches. Now, just briefly, if you've seen the photos of this hat pattern, you're wondering this one looks a bit different. This pattern actually comes with two brim versions. So here's the original one that you see in the photographs. This has a garter stitch brim with slip stitches that lead up into the first lots of lozenges. And then that kind of pattern detail is something that I kind of like to include. I like that continuity between design. And it's no different with this version here. The originals worked in sock weight 4-ply. This one I've done in DK just because it's a bit quicker for me to knit to get the sample ready for this demo. But it's twisted rib and the lines continue up into each section. So you've got the same continuity. So you have the option of two different brim types depending on your preference. Now, we are ready to drop our stitch and close off the top to give this effect. Obviously, this one hasn't been blocked yet, so that the loops of the drop stitches don't look as neat as they do in the photo. But if you're kind of somebody that thinks, oh, well, I don't like twisted stitches, I recommend that you do them in this pattern because the twisted stitches help keep these loops, these strands, nice and neat. It stops them getting saggy. Regular knit stitches along here kind of loosen up. So do twist them as instructed to get the best effect. Okay, so we are ready now to drop this. So we slip this purlwise. We want to maintain its orientation because we're going to use it in a minute. We drop this stitch, but we hold that loop. Let that be for the time being because that's not going anywhere because you put a yarn over at the beginning as instructed in the pattern. And that's what it drops down to. So it's not going to unravel any work. It's a kind of very safe stitch to drop, and it's fun to drop stitches deliberately. This loop that we have here, we want to put it on the needle this way so it comes from the back over to the front here. And the reason being is because we're going to knit it together through the backs of the loops to tighten it up. Okay, and then we knit the next one through the back of the loop, making that nice and tight. And then we just deliberately drop that stitch. I like dropping stitches for the sake of it. It's great. I love drop stitch patterns. And there we go. That's that one done. Now I've got one more left at the beginning of this round. So I'm going to do that so I can show it to you again. So I'm going to work across the other lozenge that's in progress. This is as instructed in the pattern. Because they're offset. They need to be to create that lovely pattern. They balance each other out. And it's the width of the drop stitches that helps add to the slouch of the hat as well. We've got one more now to work at the end of the round. Slip this stitch purlwise to maintain its orientation. Put your needle under that loop there and drop that stitch off. So catch that loop and let that fall down. Put that loop back onto the needle so that it is anchored at the back and comes over to the front. Put this one back on and knit them together. So you're knitting that stitch together with the loop through the backs of the loops. So it twists them together. Knit the next stitch through the back of the loop. And then you drop that all the way down. And sometimes it can be a little bit grabby. It depends how Depends on your yarn and how long they've been waiting to be dropped. But they'll undo a little encouragement. And there you go. And that's how you make them. And that's the rest of the pattern is basically just pretty straightforward, really. That's the only bit that I've ever had questions about, so I thought that's why I could demonstrate it for you, so you can see how that's done. As instructed in the next pattern, you'll move a little cable over here and get ready to start working up into the next lozenge as we've got over here. All right. I hope that's helped in showing you how you can get the neatest effect when you are closing off all of these lozenges of drop stitches on your Rosalind hat. This is a fantastic knit. It is still one of my favourite patterns. I just love the way that they work together. Drop stitches are fun, all right? And if you can make a lovely pattern like this out of them, you know, it's just beautiful. Now, if you are a member of my Ravelry group, Facebook group, or you've been via the forum on my website, you'll know that we have monthly knit-alongs that we call Has for the Month. And for May 2025, the featured technique is drop stitches. So you are welcome to come and join us and use any of the patterns that use drop stitches, any of my patterns that use drop stitches. So Rosalind's one, Marina's another. I've got a few with drop stitches because drop stitches are fun. There will be prizes. So if you come and use one of the featured patterns, there's a chance that you could win an ebook of your choice. And it's also just fun to come and see what you're doing with these, you know, what yarns you can use with it and how the stitches look when they've been dropped, because drop stitches love lots of different types of yarns, especially variegated yarns, because you've got all these lovely effects of the pattern showing through and the yarn, the way it looks on these strands. So consider that. Come and join us for this month's knit along. If you could do the YouTube thing of subscribing, liking, sharing, etc., I would very much appreciate it. I'm trying to grow my channel and help reach more knitters and share my techniques. So if you can do that, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Until next time, happy hatting.